It is a rocky road. It's very all rocks and gibbers and things. Oh, little fish nibble on it.
Oh, what?
That natural light is so damn polite, can make you feel just like you were young again. Standing underneath the rows of trees, I can see where the ocean meets the sky. Under our clothes, a fire grows. We are ready for this life of running wild. We're running wild underneath the rows of trees. I will see you.
Having left the geographic centre of Australia in our last episode, we're back on the road, heading toward the iconic Mount Dare Hotel. It's a remote outpost and a welcome stop for travellers tackling some of this rough terrain in the outback. But getting there isn't easy. Almost as soon as we set off, we were greeted by those relentless corrugations, and somehow they're even worse than before. Minutes so we can put our teeth back in. We're 10 kilometres off the Mount Dare Hotel. What a drive.
And we're about to cross the border into South Australia. I tell you what, this road is a little bit, it is so rocky.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out and check everything around the place.
Been a challenging drive, really.
It's a real teeth rattler.
You know, undeniably beautiful landscape, but this road has been treacherous. Really quite challenging. But anyway, we've reached the southern border almost.
About to cross over. Have a look around. It's good to stop every now and again, have a bit of a check, make sure everything looks okay, which is what I'm doing. We stopped about 40-50k back and I aired down a bit further. We were travelling at 30 pound, I think it was, a 28 pound all around. I dropped it down to 24 just to make it a bit softer. And everything looks good, so we shall continue on to Mount Dare. Deb's just checking everything inside is okay, and then we'll continue on. The spotlight has worked its way loose. I can't turn, so it'll be right till we get to Mount Dare. Made it. We're at the Mount Dare Hotel, which is the most remote pub in all of Australia, apparently. Well, it's closest to the centre of Australia, so I'll believe that. She's a rough old drive in, but we're here now. Deb's already inside, wasted no time. And we're going to stay the night. It was $25 to stay the night, I think it was. In the unpowered area, obviously. So we will do that.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, what name was it, sorry?
Shani.
Shani.
Yeah.
I was just saying that.
And the wildlife. I'll be getting my camera out shortly.
Oh, yeah, the wildlife we have here. And yeah, so that's what we do. We cover it.
I must say it's a great little campsite out here at the back of the hotel. It's quite a large area. They have bins here, which, like I always say, is very useful. They do have bore water here available. There's a tap just here, although they do warn that it does have a smell to it, so it's probably like the Winton water, I imagine, so we won't put any in our tanks. They have a couple of shower and toilet blocks. The ones near where we're located are brand new. The showers are open and brand new. The toilets are still not quite operational yet. They'll be operational soon. I'm surprised at the number of vehicles in here for such a remote area. But I do notice that some of them have the desert flags on them. So obviously it's the end destination or the start destination for Simpson Desert run. So that probably explains why there's a few people here. It's a beautiful pub. Really enjoyed having a look around there. We're just contemplating where we're going next. We're thinking of going to Dalhousie Springs because it really just looks beautiful. To be able to have a swim there early in the morning, 40-degree water would be fantastic. But the recent reviews are stating that the mozzies there are absolutely horrendous. So I think we'll probably give it a miss now and just head on to Oodnadatta, which was our destination after that. We need to be careful of water. It's an 8-day trip we're planning here, and I did mistakenly think we'd have no troubles getting water at Oodnadatta, but after we left and I read a bit more about it, I realised that the water is not to be connected up to your caravan. It's really just to fill your bottled water or a bit of drinking water. Hence, we're going to be tight on our water now. So dropping Dalhousie Springs does mean that we'll only be gone 7 days now. And normally we can do 6 with our tanks, but we've got to try and stretch out to 7 before we get to Cooper Pedy. So we will have to be careful with our water supply now, having found out that I can't fill up at Oodnadatta. We do have 240 litres in our water tanks. But of course you never do get the full amount, probably only get about 200 out of that. There's always some left over in the bottom of the tank. And I have an extra 20 litres here which I'm going to pump in now just to top our water tank up. Tank 1 is below half, tank 3 hasn't been touched yet, and our drinking water is probably about 80%. This really is pretty fantastic to be able to carry extra water and pump it in. Unfortunately, I only have the one jerry can. I've been talking to Deb about buying a bladder to go on the back floor of the car, a 60 litre or 100 litre bladder, probably 60. I shouldn't have been talking, I should have just been doing it. Another 60 litres would have been pretty damn good about now. Well, let's top tank 1 up. It's almost full again, which is really good. Not much left in that. It's pumped it out pretty dry, so that worked very well. Very pleased with that. We're just deciding whether we'll go over to the pub this evening because it looks like it might actually be a bit of a pumping pub for such a remote, the most remote pub in Australia.
There's a few people that have pulled in now.
There is a few people here, and it is grand final night for the AFL, which is, we don't follow AFL at all. So we'd probably be heathens amongst the crowd there, but we could still go and have a bit of fun. I'm assuming magpies are playing because they've got black and white balloons everywhere. So I think we will pop over a bit later on just to see how it's all going. Well, we've just been over to the pub and it's fairly pumping over there.
It is.
This afternoon or this evening.
Brisbane and Pies.
Brisbane and Pies are playing in the AFL semi-finals. Of course, we don't really follow AFL at all, being from Queensland. Well, we had
But
to
it was
cheer.
a fun afternoon.
Yeah, we did have to cheer Brisbane. It's third quarter when we left, and Brisbane just hit the lead again. So I was getting pretty excited in there because they were mostly Pies supporters, I think. There's a few Brisbane supporters.
Well, there was a few Brisbane supporters when it started to look like Brisbane were in the lead.
When they took the lead again. It was a fair few people there, actually. Like
Yeah.
about 30 odd people, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good night there. But we're heading back to the van to
Have dinner.
have dinner and go and use those showers. I had already dropped the tyres to 24. Probably been warned from the lady at the pub that the first 12k south out of Mount Dare is particularly horrid. So we're going to drop it a bit further, probably drop it down to 20 I think all around, except for the rear tyres, 25. Filling the tank at Mount Dare. It is $3 a litre, but I don't care. I'm just happy to be able to get diesel out here. I'll pay whatever it is. We've left Mount Dare and are now heading south along the higher stretch of road. There has been a couple of really bad corrugated sections, but this bit's not too bad really. I did look on HEMA maps, and the Oodnadatta Track is listed as a unsealed arterial road, whereas this one here is listed on HEMA maps as just a track, and it really is just a track. Certainly hit the corrugation now. Yeah, I think this is probably the worst corrugation I've travelled on.
There's another chicken trap.
There's a bit of a chicken track with my drive here.
Jeez, babe, it's scraping underneath. Ah!
This might be our next thumbnail. Of course, as soon as you put the camera on, it goes for a slightly better spot road. She's a rocky road. It's very full of small rocks and gibbers and things.
Chicken trap. We're off to Dalhousie for a swim.
Us and apparently a million mosquitoes.
Paul and I love this beautiful country of ours, this beautiful sunburnt country. It's absolutely astounding, the colours that we're seeing all around us in the different states. Each state has these differences that are just quite unique
Different
to
vegetation.
to each state. So the grass that we're seeing all around us at the moment is buffalo grass. Have you heard of that before?
No, I did not know that.
No.
There you go.
Anyway, we're on our way to Dalhousie. Dalhousie, is it? Sorry, Dalhousie, which is going to be a nice little stop for a swim. Get off this rugged track, which is not for the faint-hearted.
The road in has been really rocky. The last couple of K actually is pretty good, but it just gets a bit rocky again now.
Yeah.
Before that was very rocky. And it really, you spend a lot of time when you're driving concentrating because you're trying to pick rocks that look less sharp than others to be driving over. So you really have to focus driving a rocky road.
For sure, and like I said, this is definitely not for the faint-hearted. So if you're not keen on rocky gravel roads, probably best to avoid it.
I'd probably give Mount Dare a miss if you don't like that type of road.
Located roughly 180 kilometres northeast of Oodnadatta, on the western edge of the Simpson Desert in Widjira National Park, Dalhousie Springs is a true outback oasis. If you're approaching from Mount Dare, be warned, the track is rough and rocky, strictly four-wheel drive territory.
We've arrived at Dalhousie Springs, parked the van, and now we're going for a swim. Pool noodle in tow. We only have one because I cut the other one up and used it for padding. So I'll have to buy another one. We're looking forward to seeing these springs. They're supposed to be 37 degrees, so the plan is, all going well, is to have a swim now just to test it out and to get up early in the morning, aren't we?
Well, depending on the mozzies, I guess.
Yeah, the mozzies are supposed to be horrendous here, so we'll decide later whether we're going to have a morning dip or not. Might be nicknamed Skinny Dipping Springs, but that's not happening. Fish nibbled on me.
Oh, what?
Only a little one.
How do you know?
Well, they only had a little mouth.
Well, if there's fish nibbling with little mouths, I bet you there's fish nibbling with big mouths.
I hope it's the big one and not the little baby going to come home and bring mama home. This is glorious. It really is. Absolutely beautiful. It's quite a big waterhole, isn't it?
It's huge. I reckon it'll be refreshing when you're out.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be beautiful tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Nice and early. The information board here says that this very large pool is fed by up to 80 small springs fed throughout it. And at the western end down there, the water comes out at about 43 degrees, which is pretty warm. But generally the pool itself is anywhere between 34 and 38 degrees. There are 3 fish species here, the biggest of them being the Dalhousie gobby, which I'm pretty certain was nibbling on us when we were in there. Some of the fish do come up for a bit of a nibble when you're floating, which gives you a bit of a shock at first. You go, what the heck just bit me? But they don't hurt, it's just a very little nibble.
Well, aside from the flies, this place is absolutely amazing. Absolutely beautiful.
I have an information board here which gives you updates on roads, etc. Next track grading is May 26. It's done once a year. Last graded in late July. Oh, bloody hell, it goes to pieces quick. Simpson Desert starts 9k east of the Pandy Bore. I'm not sure how far that is. There are mozzies around the toilets too. They're just starting to give me a bit of a nibble.
We'd heard plenty of stories about the mosquitoes at Dalhousie Springs campground, especially around the toilets. We came well prepared with mozzie repellent and thankfully it did the trick. The campsite itself is very basic, long drop toilets and cold showers. A National Park Pass is required, which you can pick up from the Mount Dare Hotel for $26 per vehicle if you're only needing an overnighter, and there's an additional overnight camp fee of $26 per night. Yes, the road is challenging, but once you arrive, it's absolutely worth it. And a dip in the hot springs is the perfect reward after the tough journey. You're looking fairly relaxed there, my love.
I found the best way to beat the flies. Just leave the beer can inside, sitting there, and you just have a swig whenever you want.
There you go.
We finished our camp here at Dalhousie Springs, and it was well worth the rough road to get out here. Really quite enjoyed it.
Absolutely. That swim yesterday was amazing.
The springs and the swim were absolutely stunning. It would be very beautiful on a day where there's no wind in winter. I reckon that would be top.
So obviously it's picking up, the wind has picked up this morning,
Yeah.
so the idea of a swim,
We chickened out.
we certainly did.
I actually went down there with my togs and towel, but the wind was blowing. I thought, bloody hell, it's going to be cold when you get out of that beautiful warm water. So I had to walk all the way back, so I changed my mind. Anyway, we're on to Oodnadatta today.
We are indeed, checking out that Pink Roadhouse that we hear of so often.
Yeah, the famous Pink Roadhouse
Yeah.
at Oodnadatta. So we'll travel a bit of the Oodnadatta Track on our way there. Very interesting coming over the hill down into this area here, and it's very arid country we've been driving through, isn't it? Very dry,
Yes,
and then suddenly it's like an oasis.
It sure is.
These plants and palm trees, and it's the Dalhousie Ruins, which was an old pastoral company that used to be here, as well as a telegraph station. We'll have a bit of a look around. The Dalhousie pastoral lease was commenced around 1870, and they built some of these ruins here starting from 1872. They did breed and graze sheep, goats, horses and camels here, and they also trialled growing date palms as well. It always amazes me when you come into these old ruins of houses, etc., just how small they were. I mean, we're all too much used to our 4-bedroom homes these days with media rooms and everything else. But this really only has 2 large rooms. Obviously this will be the kitchen and dining room. And next door must be a bedroom, I'm assuming. I just find it amazing that settlers or moved out into these areas to set up their pastoral leases, and like it is so arid looking out over there, so desolate. I can understand camels, but cattle, I don't know. There's a sign here indicating that most of the date palms were removed around 2010 as they were becoming a pest and taking up a lot of the water resources. So they've left a few here just as a historic sort of reminder, but most of them are now gone. For about the last 10k, Google has been completely lost and keeps telling us to do a U-turn, which we ignore and continue on our way. But we're just starting to get to the stage where we're going, are we lost? Are we on track or not? But we just kept past a couple of four-wheel drivers going the other way, and they assured us we're still in the right direction to Oodnadatta. So that's good to know. And they said in about 10k's the road gets a lot better than it is now, which is pretty crap. Traffic hazard? What the heck? I thought the last 50k's was traffic hazard. I don't know what could be any worse.
We're back on track. We're back on Google.
Oh, Google's found its way. We download the Google Maps for the areas we're travelling in so that it works offline. I'm actually surprised how well it works. Like, these are just outback tracks we're on. And Google has been following it most of the way. It has got lost a few times and kept saying do U-turns, give up, go back, whatever. But mostly it's actually pretty good. It's really surprised me. Woohoo! We're on some decent road. We're now on the Oodnadatta Track, heading south to Oodnadatta, 82 kilometres out. And I tell you what, this is a bloody damn sight better road than what we've been on the last couple of days. This corrugation, it's still dirt clearly, but this is much nicer than what we were on. Thank goodness for that. This is much less stressful driving on the Oodnadatta Track. Well, no wonder this road was so smooth. It's been getting graded, which is great. Although we've now passed the grader, so maybe it's about to get worse.
Hello, hello. How are you? Yeah, pretty good. Oh my gosh. Finally, we've made it to the iconic Pink Roadhouse to meet an Englishman in South Australia. I know, yeah. Oh, I don't mind.
Well, you can see where we are. We've made it to the iconic Pink Roadhouse. We're at Oodnadatta.
Finally.
Finally made it here.
Guess what? The flies have come with us.
Yeah, they've been following us all the way so far. So we've just had a look around inside.
Fairly well stocked.
Yeah, it's a good little stopover actually.
Yeah.
And we're going to head up to a free camp just at the entrance of the northern side of town there and stay overnight to here and then head off to the Painted Desert tomorrow. So Oodnadatta provides us free camp just on the northern outskirts of town, which good on them for that. That's really great. Makes it easier for us to stay here for the night. It's a pretty basic camp, just a large open paddock with a couple of tables and chairs and a gas barbecue as well, so that's pretty good. Oh, and bins. There are public toilets about 300 metres down the road, so not actually here at the campgrounds itself, but I think it's great that they provide these type of free camps. It does say suggested $5 donation at the front. Oodnadatta itself, it has obviously the famous Pink Roadhouse, which is often on the YouTube channels. There is the Railway Museum here. We haven't gone and had a look at that. I believe you have to collect a key from the Roadhouse to go inside for a look, but we're moving on today, so we won't look at that one itself. But it's a nice little stopover point on your way through to wherever you're travelling on the Oodnadatta Track. And then on our way out south, we'll pull into the Roadhouse, top up the tanks at that $3 a litre. But I do want to make sure we get to Coober Pedy safely, so happy to pay that. And then we'll be heading out through the Painted Desert. Well, we've topped up the tank at the Pink Roadhouse and we're now heading south towards the Painted Desert. So our destination this evening is Arckaringa Station. We'll stay there for a few nights to allow us to have a good look around the Painted Desert. It's a blowy day today.
It really is blowy and it's actually quite cool.
It is cool. I mean, it's what, 21st of September, 20th of September, whatever it is.
Currently 18 degrees, but this morning the weather forecast was, it stated what, 8 degrees?
It felt like 8 degrees. I think it was about 12, but it felt like 8 degrees, and it still feels like 8 degrees. I got a jumper back on. First time I've worn one for ages. But anyway, head to the Painted Desert. We'll have a look at it today on the way through to Arckaringa, but then we'll probably return at sunset. Hopefully that breeze will die down, because that's really going to spoil things if it doesn't. It's probably even too windy for the drone, which would be a real shame, but we'll see. I've just passed a full-size caravan, which is the first full-size caravan we've seen for more than 2 days now, which I find unusual. So all the way through Mount Dare, out the back of Dalhousie Springs, and the back way through to Oodnadatta, we did not see one full-size caravan in 2 days of travel. Saw a lot of rooftop campers, a number of camper trailers, and at Dalhousie there was a small hybrid caravan, not a full-size caravan. So first one we've seen for a while, begin to wonder what's happening. I did just put the drone up to try and get some of the colour of the red gibbers all around us here, but I had to bring it back down because I was just getting a strong wind warning the whole time I was up there. We're starting to come into the area of the Painted Desert now. Been looking forward to this for a long time actually. I think I first saw the Painted Desert on a YouTube channel about 2 years ago. I can't even remember the bloke's name now, as a single traveller. And when I saw it I thought, we've got to go there, so that was added to our bucket list.
Yeah.
And it's already, you know, just this countryside is just stunning.
The landscape is just exquisite. It's so gorgeous.
It is exquisite landscape, and we're starting to see some of the coloured hills come in now, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more as we get towards Arckaringa itself. Enjoying this drive in here across this vast plain with the red surrounds along the plains and the painted mountains in the distance.
It's the landscape that we both really love, and that's what we based our logo on, was this type of landscape. The red soil, the open plains, the rugged hills, the beautiful painted landscape. it's just exquisite. It really is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is why we designed our logo, because we love this type of country, travelling in this type of country. And the roading's been pretty good so far. Actually, it's corrugated, but the tyres are down, and we're sitting on about 60 to 70, and sort of skimming across the top of the corrugation. It's not too bad. We've certainly been a lot worse the last few days, although I've read on Wikicams that the last 10 or 11k into Arckaringa Station is pretty horrid, but we've just done 2 days of pretty horrid, so sure we can put up with another 10k or so.
We arrived at the Painted Desert Lookout on our way to Arckaringa Station. In our opinion, this was some of the most stunning views you'll find anywhere. And getting our van up to the lookout was truly an unforgettable photo opportunity.
We've arrived at Arckaringa Station and I've set up here, and this is a good base for doing the Painted Desert. It's only $20 a night, unpowered, there's no power here at all. It's just a fairly large open area around the back of the homestead itself. They do have showers and toilets here, hot showers, which is fantastic because our water level, we would have been really struggling with water, but now that we can shower for a couple of days here, that will save us some water, and we'll be fine until we get to Cooper Pedy now. They have bins here and a camp kitchen and a communal fireplace as well. They used to have fires, you could have campfires, but now little sign saying due to insurance compliance they can only have one central campfire, so there is a campfire over near the camp kitchen itself. And we'll use this, as I said, for our base to get out and explore the Painted Desert. And I could highly recommend this place for that very reason, for a base for the Painted Desert. And it's a nice location, and the people here around it are very nice as well. They do sell eggs when they have some. We were lucky enough to get 6. They had just sold out before our arrival. We've been travelling through all those red gibbers, which I've already showed you, but now we've come across a black patch. I actually thought it was the grass had been burnt when I first spotted it. There is no grass here to burn, or not much. It is a black rock, which I don't know what it is, but it feels quite heavy. I'm going to have to ask when I get back to the station just to find out what the rock is, because it is quite different. You can see that it does look quite different from elsewhere.
How beautiful and remote is this place?
Yes, we've left Arckaringa Station. We've arrived at the base of Mount Arckaringa, and there's a walk here which we're about to do and get up and have a look around at this stunning, colourful landscape. They do have these rocky arrows along the way to mark which way we should be going. A little row of rocks there to indicate that that is not the way to go, which makes it, that's quite useful. It's a very loosely formed track, not like you'd see in some of the national parks where they put in boardwalks and stony steps, etc. So a little bit of care is needed because it is loose rock underfoot. And if you're bringing kids with you, you'd probably need to take a bit of an eye on them, because there's drop-offs into gullies and things like that, which they'd easily slide down if they wandered off the track. It's an arid and dry country, but it really is just beautiful when you get up here on these ridges and look down through the valleys or the washouts between these painted mountains. Is glorious. So we're sitting up here on top of this buttress, or butt, I think they call it, and the view here is just astounding. You know, we travel around Australia and we go to these beautiful places and we get to a spot and we think it just can't get any better. It's so stunning, so beautiful. But we move on to the next location and we're never disappointed. Each spot has a beauty of its own.
This remote ruggedness is just exquisite, it really is. And like, we're sitting here with fly nets, yeah, big deal. There's a few flies, but if you come equipped,
yeah,
it's great. You can't avoid places like this just because there's a few flies.
Absolutely not. I mean, I've only swallowed one, so that's pretty good going so far.
Thankfully I haven't swallowed any.
I'm not too sure if I swallow them or not. I gagged pretty quickly.
But the colours in this landscape are just breathtaking.
I'm looking across here, we've got yellows and whites and greys and red ochres, yellow ochres, and the way they streak together and all the various different patterns. The painted desert, put it on your bucket list, travel here, it is well worth it.
Give it a big tick.
Rusty,
coppery,
reddy brown colour on the outside, but very white when they're cracked open.
It is.
Hence so many different colours you see here.
This is a bit of a billy goat track, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll say. Just got to watch your footing there on those edges. If you step off the edge just slightly, you'll slide.
For sure.
Not that it's a long fall, but...
Wow, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, just...
Bit of lilac in amongst the rugged, earthy colours.
Yeah, or the ash colour, as you said. So we've got the green and the lilac bush in amongst the ash. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
We've made it back to the car park, which is a good thing. That track does disappear a couple of times, didn't it?
Well, it did, but it was easy enough to get your bearings.
Yeah, as long as you know which direction your car park is, you just head for that direction. You come across the track again like we did. Of course, we've got the drone as well, so that makes it really easy. If we're really unsure, we'd just pop the drone up. But yeah, just be aware that sometimes the track can sort of peter out and you end up taking one that's not the track at all. We come back to the first lookout for a sunset, and it didn't disappoint, did it?
No, it didn't disappoint at all.
So you've been busy with your camera doing
Yep.
panoramics, etc., and I had the drone up, and it's been great watching the different colours as the sun goes down, and the long shadows now going across the plain, and a little bit of colour over there as well. Certainly a nice way to finish the day off up here.
It sure is. Our stay here at Arckaringa Station. What an amazing place this is. Great facilities. Awesome for an overnight stop to go out and see the painted desert. Oh, just exquisite.
It is a great
Beautiful.
location to see those amazing painted deserts. We've really enjoyed that. We're now on our way to Coober PD, and that'll be next fortnight's episode, because that brings this episode to an end. We hope you've enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.